Okay, so it's been a very long time. I'm just going to give you a little synopsis of what's been happening and why there's been a delay. I just posted the video for this on the channel. Right now Wes is here in Colorado. So G is now in California with Kobuk. She's building her business there while I'm up here getting this done. The first part of being up here in Colorado and back at Jim's is they're moving into their bus and they have their house. So I'm helping them get their yard all cleaned up, getting their house ready to put on market because they're going to be moving into their bus. And I worked out a thing with Jim. If I help them get all that done, get their yard cleaned up, move everything out, he would help me build the cabinets. Right now you can see, you know, the cabinets are a little while away, but in that meantime, I actually hired Wes from Transcend Existence. He's outside right now, and also he'll be in this video. We're going to be putting a deck on the top of the roof, installing the solar panels, and installing the fan or the condenser for the mini split unit that I just ordered yesterday. These videos, I'm going to try and get these out daily. Patreons will have first access a week in advance, and then they will be coming on the channel a week after. But the build is going really, really well. There's a lot happening, spending a lot of cash, and also part of me not posting was building my residual income. So I started a real estate job where I'm essentially making calls, getting leads for the brokerage that I work with. Basically, I got a raise, getting more commission. The job is going very, very well. And then also concentrating on the other channel, Tiny Home Tours, which, you know, that's been a really fun, awesome experience. So the way that channel's going is, honestly, if I hit the lottery and I was just looking for a hobby, it would be running that channel. Like, that channel is so fun to run. I enjoy it. The layout of this bus has drastically changed because of the tour videos that I've done. I've learned so much just from doing the tours. But first video coming up right when so the video coming up is the day Wes drove in. So what you're going to see next is Wes driving up to Jim's house and us getting started on the bus. So I have tons of work to do. Like I said, hopefully these videos will come out nearly daily, if not daily, only 2 days apart. And yeah, just been super busy. Life happens. Trying to develop an income to build this thing. It's not cheap. I think yesterday in total I spent around $2,500 in total on everything just to get this thing, you know, getting stuff ready to go. Spray foam was $2,000. So you're looking at $5,500. Wait. Yes. $4,500. I'm like asleep. Sorry. But enjoy the video. In the house, it's air conditioned. It's really well. Hello everybody. It's been a long time since I've been on this channel. Basically, rundown is I'm getting to work with Wes up here in Colorado with Jim. The bus you see behind me, I have no screen to show what I'm looking at, but Jim's bus is behind me. We have Wes's bus right over here, and right now we are getting measurements for the roof rack of Irma. For this go around, the plan is to put a deck up top on this side of the bus, put the solar panels on, and install the back of a mini split unit that I just ordered for $900. So hopefully it'll be worth it someday. But what you doing here, Wes? Back on YouTube.
Hi guys.
I was just saying, both of us have not been very good with our channels. I'm sure there's a lot of upset people out there.
People are they're jonesing pretty good.
Well, yeah, that's what happens. Life happens outside of YouTube.
This is how my camera's been for a while, just limp.
How's it looking over here?
Good. I went up on the roof, got some measurements for the roof rack. course, I'm going to transfer that to this, do some finer measuring or measurements, and create a materials list so we can go buy some materials.
Right now, start up the bus, let it get ready, but this is essentially what we're working with, huh?
Yep, that's real rough. So 10 foot this way, and that's only going to go about maybe 4 or 5 inches past that first hat channel. I figure if we can buy them in 20-foot sections rather than doing 22 foot or 24 foot, just buy them in 20-foot sections.
Check.
And that way we're not wasting material. So 10 foot, that'll give you 10 foot by roughly 7.5 foot deck on top. Minus, this is where your escape hatch is. So it'll open up there.
So what he's explaining with the escape hatch, what I'm going to be doing, or what we'll be doing, is having a little opening so inside the bus is the only way you can access this deck. So they'll fashion some sort of ladder. I mean, right now, that doesn't, I mean, we could do something right now, or we could find a way to hide the ladder to where whenever you want to go up there, you just set it up there, has some rungs. I just saw, actually, I was at a tiny home festival, and what they did is they had that galvanized piping, like the old piping, and they just had it around and they just hooked the ladder onto that.
That would work.
So just have a galvanized little...
Just a piece hanging.
Yeah. And then...
You could use it for a pull-up bar as well.
I like the idea of that.
Sure.
So...
Yep.
Yeah, so anyways, as you can tell, we're still getting this figured out, but basically this will open up access to the roof deck, and then off the back here will be the solar panels, and that way I can clean the solar panels. And we're leaving a gap right here just in case on the road I do need more solar. That way I can go ahead and add another solar panel, because some of the bigger panels you can get anywhere from 250 to 350 watts in that spot. So if I do need more solar, I can do that.
Yeah.
So that's the plan for now, and we're gonna go check out getting these raw materials, as well as if we can find a scale for the bus, because also another thing I'm trying to get figured out is where I'm gonna put the batteries. So the 200 gallons is going in the back, the batteries theoretically will go in the back, then you obviously have the engine and transmission. The solar panels don't really add up that much, but that is a lot of weight in the back. But I just checked the capacity for the rear axle, and it was 23,000 pounds. So the only issue would be if there's so much weight in the back, it'd make the front end a little squirrely. But is that something you think could happen, would happen?
It could. I mean, but I think you'd really have to offload it or offset that weight big time back there for that to raise your front wheels off the ground a little bit.
Right,
So,
right.
You know, you'd probably break your rear suspension before you make it squirrely.
So
yeah, let's hit a scale for sure and see where you're at, so we know how much we have to play with.
yeah, I just ordered that AC, so that'll be here
Cool.
July 9th. So we can concentrate on getting the roof done with the solar and everything, and then hopefully around the end of the 2 weeks, because Wes is here for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I hired him to work on the bus while I also work on helping Jim get ready to sell his house and move into his bus. Jim from Life is a Joy. So very busy over the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
We ready to get going?
I think so.
One thing that's happening is my air pressure. There's a regulator on the back that will only let it get to 30 psi. I have to shut the engine off, then turn it back on, then it'll let it build up to 120 psi. It's something I need to get fixed. It's just one of those things where helping Jim get ready for selling his house. I haven't had time to do it, but I'm gonna make a goal to order that tonight. Got it. So, at least we're gonna have pressure for our air brakes. So it keeps doing this thing where, actually this is the piece. This is the old piece. This is the one I got switched out at AAA bus service. He had an old one lying around. Apparently there was a reason why it was lying around. It's because it wasn't working. But this regulates the amount of air that actually goes into the system. So right now we're up to 70 psi. The one back there is set for 100 psi. Once the system reaches 100 psi, it'll open a valve and keep the psi at that 100 pounds. And the reason for that is it charges the system without overflowing it. So I need to buy a new one of these, but it should be enough for us to go to the metal shop as well as get this thing weighed. But that is as long as it's still working. So far, every time that it shuts off, like whenever I turn the engine off and turn it back on, it typically always gets more PSI, the PSI it needs, and it's still climbing. So it's working.
We're heading to go get some metal.
Metal, and then possibly some of the wood for the deck.
Yeah, get some composite decking.
And then the fridge.
And a refrigerator. Yep, heading to Home Depot and some steel yard.
And if we find a weight station, a weight station.
Okay, that'd be cool.
I'll probably get this video up sooner than later. So they're having a 4th of July sale at Home Depot. So the fridge that is the size I want, it's Energy Star. It draws 1.5 amps or 1.3. There was 2 replies to the reviews, and it's 40% off. It's like $200 right now. And like I was talking with Wes and Jim, saving money right now on appliances just to get on the road, and then once I'm able to make more money, maybe do the modifications in. But if I'm able to get a fridge that runs on 1.5 amps, it costs $200 and fits exactly like I want it to, and it's 40% off right now.
It's much better than $1,300 on a RV fridge or a nice Eco Solar Cool fridge.
Just invest in the batteries and hope it works out.
Yep.
All right.
It'll be fine.
Let's get going.
Are we there yet?
Right up there.
Are we there yet?
Now we are. 0.3 miles.
All right.
Penrose Steel. So, check in the office.
Yes, so it looks like.
Buy our steel, head out and load her up. Thank you, sir.
Some 1.5 inch angle. Just do you sell that 10-foot or we gotta get a 20?
Well, they come in 20-footers, but
Okay.
mistake.
Let's go ahead and just do the 20-foot, and maybe we can use that for some other stuff. Maybe your air conditioning mount or something like that.
Thank you, sir. So we're loading into the sidewall, so what I'll probably do is pull up that way.
Yeah, I can unload it out of there and straight into your side.
Doing well. So we have some tubular steel and some angle iron we need to pick up, and I was going to wait for them to be done, or should I go ahead and pull up? Are we getting any of it cut?
Nope.
Nope.
No cuts.
Alright, do you have your book copy?
Yes.
Let's see if 24 foot will fit before it goes out your windshield through that door. I'm at 23 and a half. Hopefully it'll fit in here.
I guess we might have to have it cut.
Well, we'll see what happens.
So the plan was to go up that way, but worst case we can come in from the back.
Oh, you guys didn't leave the emergency door back there. This is the rear engine, so it doesn't have a door.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was easy.
Where the big rigs park.
We are big rig. Okay, so what are we getting?
We're getting some hardware for the, you put me on the spot here.
Well, nobody's paying attention.
We're gonna get some hardware for the roof rack, and we're gonna get some Tropicool, or what was the elastomeric coating you were talking about?
Henry's Tropicool.
Yeah, some Henry's Tropicool for the roof.
Just to kind of exacerbate any of the heat.
Yep.
And also the fridge.
Oh yeah, and look at a fridge for sure.
So where would that be? Roofing, probably, for the Tropicool, right?
Yeah.
What hardware do we need? What exactly are we picking up?
Nuts and bolts and washers and lock nuts.
Just everything to fasten the roof rack down?
Tech bolts or tech screws. Yeah.
Wow. This stuff is not cheap. I can buy 8 of them.
One of those would be, I think most people are using about 3 gallons of one of those to do their entire roof with 3 coats. So you'll have a couple gallons left if you did it that way. Or honestly, I need to do my roof, so maybe I'll buy whatever you have left over.
Well, awesome. If we have enough left over. Yeah, it's down through the other end. They don't have 3/4?
Not at 14 anyway. It's just a little bit bigger around than the 12, you know.
So we want the 14, but they don't have a big enough size.
They have too big of a size, which really is not going to matter. It's not going to come through your spray foam or anything.
If it's too big, I'd prefer that. Let's do overkill, man.
Okay, we're going big, guys.
Is that all we need? Just one?
I think so.
We got a fridge, Wes.
Oh.
There's our fridge.
Here it comes.
Magic Chef.
Yep. So. We are having a good one now.
You too. So, I am on top of the bus doing some sanding. First things first, we're going to get that Henry's Tropicool on the roof, get a nice layer of that, and then we're going to be working around that. What that Tropicool does is it provides a layer of silicone. You can see it on Facebook, you can see it on YouTube, where people will have one of those digital thermometers show, say, where the yellow is. That'll be 110 degrees. Where they put the Tropicool on top, that will be like 85 degrees. And that will just be a awesome barrier to have up there to keep heat from coming in, because that's obviously where a lot of the heat comes in, through the roof. And what I was thinking about doing is where it's yellow right here, just bringing the Tropicool all the way down to where the yellow is, and then painting this a gray. As you can see, over time it is getting these gnarly looking patterns in them, which I kind of like it. I really honestly do not mind that. And then paint the bottom white as well. So keep this black, paint that white, paint that white, and paint that white. So it'd be a white, black, and gray paint on the outside, but I really do dig that yellow, school bus yellow. But check this out. As I was sanding, I just happened to look. Beautiful sunset. Doesn't get much better than that. Got a little bit done. Still got a lot to do. So I get to work while I have some sunlight.